Hello, my name is Cynthia. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. If you love beautiful needlework, you like to talk about it, you like to see examples, and most importantly, you like to be inspired to create your own beautiful pieces, then you're in the right place. I hope that you had a fantastic December so far. We have a few more days left, and that you had a wonderful holiday celebration with family and those that you love. And if you were not with those that you love, I hope that you found a time of rest and peace as we celebrate Christmas. I wanted to show the things that I got for Christmas to start the video. This video is actually going to be two parts. As I show my WIPs, I'm going to actually be putting some of those WIPs not as UFOs. They're not going to be put away forever, but I'm going to be storing several of my WIPs in acid-free tissue paper that I got off of Amazon, and trying to avoid some deep folds in this linen as I realize I'm just taking on too many projects. So I have a plan for 2020. We all love to plan, and I'll be sharing that in a separate video. But I did want to have a record of the pieces that I'm working on right now and kind of go through what's on my plate. So I wanted to start though with showing what I got for Christmas. A lot of these things, actually all of these things, I picked out myself, as I know my husband doesn't really know what I like in needlework. So I first started out with a stocking stuffer from, I will link it down below. It was an Etsy shop, and I know I had seen this thread keep on a few floss tubes, and I love red shoes. This girl's a little creepy. She's a schoolgirl, but I just thought it was so funny. I often walk around with one sock if one of my socks falls off, and this red shoe just spoke to me. So I'm going to have possibly one red sampler, and I thought it would be fun to put the red thread on this thread keep just as a pretty accessory. So I got that in my stocking. I also got a really nice card from Mel, Patchy Pony Stitcher. That was such a nice surprise to see mail from Tasmania. And in that card she put some Silks for You variegated silk. So I have some friendship plans for these, maybe some things that will be going out in the mail, plans for this silk. But I appreciate that so much, Mel. If you're watching, I will comment on your video to let you know how I received this, but it was such a nice surprise. So thank you to Mel for that. I also picked up, when I got that thread keep, there was some pieces that were clearanced out on the website on Etsy that I can't bring to mind right now, but I will link. And she had these work basket little pieces. They're about the size of a Hawk Run Hollow square, and they're called pithies. I think that means like a witty saying or something, but it's work basket. And that one says, "Do not be weary in well-doing, and brethren, the time is short." I might change the colors on those a little bit, but I really like those. And I also might do them in a row, because I got the other set. I think these were on sale for like $3 or $4. A Proverbs that says, "A fool expresses all his emotions, but a wise person controls them." And then, "A person may plan his own journey, but the Lord directs his steps." I've said something similar to that on my channel before. As we make these plans, it's funny. If the Lord wills. So here's Proverbs from the work basket, and here is Pithies from the work basket. I think this is a series, and since it doesn't have a number, I think this must be number 1 of both, because I know there's like 2, 3, and 4 of the Pithies. But for now, I didn't want to collect anymore. So those aren't in my plans for 2020, but I wanted to snag them since they were such a good deal, and I really like the work basket. The other things I got do play into my plans for next year, but like I said, I'm going to explain that in a different video. But I picked up on a sale from, I believe it was Jen's Stitch Niche, these, oh, some of them I got at Silver Needle, maybe, I don't remember. I found them on sale. There were so many good Black Friday sales, and that's where these came from. This one is Stacy Nash Primitives Henrietta, and it's a cracker. And then I also got Jenny, which, where did she go to? Here she is. Jenny, I've showed her before from my Silver Needle haul. That one was definitely Silver Needle. And then I also got a couple of pin keeps. My plans for 2020 include several smalls to try to keep my motivation going and just to feel inspired to keep going. So here's a spotted chicken sewing bag and pin keep. I'll probably do the pin keep and not the sewing bag, although I may use that later. And then the last one I got was the spotted pig pin keep. I know my friend Becky was working on this one, and I have some murky that I'm ordering. The called for fabric there is real primitive, and I've always wanted to try some murky, probably because I want to try to recreate it myself, but I will be getting that fabric for those pieces. So those Stacy Nash pieces are part of my 2020 plans, but I'll explain more later how I'm going to incorporate them. And then a couple things that are not part of my plans, but I just got out of a collector standpoint, and these will be stitched eventually. I went ahead and got the Ufendel sampler from Teresa and Stitcher. I just have admired this piece for so long and really felt like I would never be able to stitch it because I wouldn't pay those exorbitant prices on eBay, but I was very happy to hear that I could get this. So I did the pre-order, paid $1, and then before Christmas, this showed up on my doorstep. So that was a wonderful Christmas present. And like I said, I have too many samplers going right now, but I just didn't want to miss that sampler, so I grabbed it. The other thing that I didn't want to miss, and I'll be picking up a few more of these as time goes by, these Mary Bill sampler stockings, are on her website. But I know Mary Beale has been designing for, or used to design, I don't think she has current things, but designed quite a few years ago. And a couple of months ago when I went to purchase one of these, it was down. The website was down, and I thought, oh, I would be really sad if I never got a hold of these. There's a series of 10, I think, and I wanted to get at least 6 for our family. So here's stocking number 1, and they detail the story of Jesus's birth, and they have different scripture references, and I just really, really like them. I probably won't finish them with that cording on the side and the shape even. I might try to put it on top of our existing stockings from Hobby Lobby that have the ticking. So I might make it a little bit more, not grungy, but a little darker and put it on my existing stocking. So we'll see how that turns out, but that's going to be a project for the future. And I don't know when. But the last thing I got for Christmas, I was really excited to find. I've been looking for gridded cross stitch paper, and this notebook from Artist Design. I think I saw the Joyfield Stitcher show this and immediately fell in love. The butterfly chariot with the angel in the back, and the coloring on this notebook is just adorable, and it has the gridded paper in here. I have a design I've already started that I'm not going to show just yet. I will show you one of my designs that I'm working on, but not this one yet because it's in very early days. But it has a spot for a wish list, and just, it's so cute. So that's from Amazon, and I will try to link that down below as well. And that was the last thing that I got for Christmas. The other area I wanted to start with on my WIPs, as we segue into WIPs, is what I worked on this last month. And I did not accomplish my goals just yet. I'm still not giving up on all of them. I have a few more days, but I am giving up on my Nativity Berry. I wanted to do a, let's see, can you tell which direction? think that's, yeah, that's direction. I wanted to do a tutorial on this strawberry, and I am going to do another strawberry. I have strawberries in my plans for next year, but this one was just lost in the hubbub of Christmas and all the hectic activities. So this one didn't get finished. This is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. Sorry for the glare. My fabric is a little more green. That goes better with my decor. And so I will be finishing this one, but not for 2019. So that one I worked on. I also worked on my winter ABCs because of the stand that I have for these. I really enjoyed the way that looked, and it wasn't a hard stitch. I wanted to have that back on my entryway table. So I've been working on the ABCs. I got the narcissus, and that is what they are, related to daffodils, and some of the snowmen, and then I started on that quilt. So the quilt is the halfway point, and like I said, this isn't a difficult stitch, and I like that it's on Ada because I can actually do it without my light, and I can do it while I'm watching TV and not get too distracted. So that one I hope to finish within the next week or so. And then the last one that I am really pushing toward a finish, because I do not want to carry it into 2020 if at all possible, but I want to have it on my wall, is the Birds of a Feather. It's our BBD bird sow that I've worked on with Kim Goldman and Becky Wilder. And I've made quite a bit of progress on it. I had the other birds started. Those stitches are supposed to be the same color as the fabric, because I think that this antique style, that bird on the other side here was faded out completely. So I've done the flowers on that side completely. I need to do the top one with a chain stitch, and then I've started this one, and there's one more here. And I'm not doing the alphabet in the way that they did on the Blackbird design, but I'm using letters that are significant to me. So I'll show those later at the end, of course. And you can always follow my progress on Instagram. I'm trying to be better about kind of posting my stitching progress and what I'm working on. So hopefully I will be posting that before January 1st. But if not, as soon after it as I can, because I don't want to carry that over in my plans, and I want to get it finished. So that's all I worked on in December. I didn't have any other finishes besides the ones that I showed you last Flosstube. And I'm going to segue into all of the WIPs that I'm working on, and I'm going to cut out for just a minute, get those all unwrapped, and show you probably in series of 5. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm ready to show my WIPs. I actually changed my mind as I was getting these out and realizing how many there are. I'm going to show the WIPs that I am putting into storage right now in this Flosstube, and in my plans video I'll show the WIPs that I will be working on in 2020. So I will link this tissue paper that I got from Amazon, as long as it's available. Sometimes things go in and out, but it's called Colors of Rainbow, and it was the best price. I think it was like $5 for 40 sheets. Some of them wanted 10 for like 12 sheets of acid-free tissue, and they even had wax on one side, which I didn't want. But what I intend to do is iron all of these WIPs, wrap them in the tissue so that they don't have hard folds, and put them away until 2021. I may pull some of them back out depending on my progress on my plans, but for now that's the plan. So I will start with one of my birthday samplers, and this one did not get much of a start on it. It was Susan Rambo. Many of y'all that watched before on my sampler palooza saw the update that I got really sick in August and September, and so, or actually in September, so I didn't get to do a lot of this sampler stitching that I wanted. But this is 40 count mallow that I tea dyed myself. I darkened it up a little bit, and then here's just a tiny start on those flowers that are up in the corner. This is from this Sampler Antique Needlework Quarterly print off, and it was one of the reasons why I bought the disc, because I've admired this design for a while. So she's a big girl, and she's really, really pretty, but as I said, I'm trying to rein myself in. I find that I just work on lots of different things and don't get anything done. So part of my strategy for some focus and peace is to just store those carefully so they're not getting damaged, and then make plans to finish them later. The next one I want to show was part of my Finish 9 challenge, and I don't even know if I got to work on it. It was the Farm by Victoria Sampler. I actually really enjoy specialty stitches, and this one is full of them. But my problem with it was I didn't have the floss pack. I was trying to make up the colors as I went along, and there isn't a conversion to DMC, so I was just kind of trying to wing it. And so that wasn't working out very well. But if I take the time to label all of my floss, they're just kind of stuck in this bag, with the symbol, then I think I can make more progress. It's not a large design, it's only this wide, and it goes up 3 different scenes. So I have a finishing plan for these. I have a whole collection of these that I want to do for my kids. So those are important, but like I said, they didn't make the 2020 plans. The next one kind of hurts my heart because I wanted to have this done as a piece for my grandma. This one is HL Moth. I'm going to change it to HH Moth for my grandmother's initials. And I want to put it in a shadow box with some of her stitching paraphernalia that I have, her glasses, little clipped-on glasses. So it's going to be really pretty, a picture of her. But the stitching is kind of almost like confetti, and I was just distracted. I also started to run out of the silk that is the main pink. I feel like I didn't have enough. So before I get back in it, I wanted to make sure I had that silk, and the colors are very pretty. I think I subbed just the strawberry ice. The rest is all the called for DMC conversion. A lot of people have changed those flosses, but I liked the pink. So I did dye the fabric myself. It's just a 32 count from Hobby Lobby. But that one will be going away and maybe coming back out. Like I said, I have a plan to pull some if I finish other WIPs. So hopefully I can get to that one. And then this one, I've kind of shared my, what's the word, trepidation or my fear of this piece before, and I'm not really afraid of it anymore. I'm just not drawn to it as much. So it will be going away for a while. I had just done a piece of the face. If you can see, this is her cheek and chin, and all of these are blended threads. I did want to use Yanni's or Johnny, I think you say Johnny's advice, and do the face first so that you can see a form coming out of all these little confetti stitches and feel inspired. It's not a big mirabilia. It has beads, and I'm actually darkening up the pinks to red and using silvers and grays on the bottom to match my eldest daughter's room. So this one has drawn on for a long time, but it's going to be wrapped up and safe to work on later. I have one more to show you in this pile, and I love this piece. Hopefully it will come out to play too. But this is Tomato Season by Not Forgotten Farm. A lot of people have stitched this and finished it, and it is a PDF version that you can get on Etsy. So it was real quick gratification to get it, but that tomato is several thousand stitches. Oops, let me get something behind it. So the tomato was kind of overwhelming as far as what I could get done on Mania. This was a Mania start, but the rest of the stitching is not bad and very cute. So I intend to get back to this, and we'll make sure that it doesn't have any folds that won't come out of it. So that was my first set of 5 that will be going into deep storage, if you will. And let me pause and get the next. Okay, the next set includes more Mania. These were just so cute. I thought the Halloween Eve by Cricut collection, and I'm doing it on a hand-dyed fabric that I did myself, kind of a dark terracotta. And my intention is to put it on a piece that has a round center. So I was looking for round pieces to go on it. I have another one that I've also started. And as much as I like this one, I am gonna put it in deep storage. I'm going to show you 15 WIPs. I was just looking, which is about half of what I have, so that I can move forward and not be overwhelmed. So that one is going to go for a while. The other Cricut collection is Autumn by Cricut Collection, Vicki Hastings, I think is her name. I'm repeating myself, sorry. But this one is more stitchy than I realized. I think I thought it was smaller or that it would go quicker, but it is super cute, and I love the different details on it with the tree and the bird and the bat. So super fun. Not mad at the project, just have too many going. So whoops, that's upside down. So this one is going to go up for a while. I had also done a very small start on the spring and summer, and I have the winter one. So all of those will be slated for 2021, but Autumn was the one that was on Mania, is why I have it here. I think I have the other ones put upstairs. And then these are ones I hope to actually finish because they are so small. And they're also kind of taking up some valuable real estate with flosses that I want to not be tied up. So here is Educated by Bent Creek. I dyed that fabric myself, and I don't know why I started it so far over. I actually have enough to maybe do another ornament. But he is super cute, or she, because I'm stitching her to look like my tortoiseshell. And that's Sarsaparilla by, or Sarsaparilla, I don't know how to say that, by the Gentle Arts. So I need to get these flosses back out in another project. I want to finish this one. It's kind of on my, if I finish this, then I'll pull this one back out list. And the other one on that list, because she also is really small, Marion the Librarian by Lottie Da. I love that design. As soon as I saw it, I love polka dots and cats and libraries, so I just had to get it. It used to be hard to find. Now I think it's on Kitten Stitcher's website, but I just have a teeny tiny start on that, and I'm changing her. Instead of yellow, she's going to be blue, so that she'll kind of go with my Plum Street Miss Bingley's library. I wanted to kind of have a library theme, so this guy has like a teal collar, and her dress is going to be teal, and then Miss Bingley is also kind of those blues. So I'm doing her on a blue piece, and I want to have her threads free to use because they are some of my favorites. I love this Verdigris by Gentle Arts. It's a really pretty teal, variegated, and then also Country Redwood. I'm not sure where the red is on that. I think it's just the lettering. So tiny little stitches needed out of these big skeins. I want to get those freed up for use on other things. On my projects that use DMC, I'm not as worried about that. I can usually get DMC for 33 cents a skein, and I have plenty of it. So it's not as expensive to kit things as it is with overdyes, but the colors on this one are so pretty. My last one I want to show you of this set. Oops, I was about to show you the chart because it's starting to fall off. Luz Gonzalez. A reason I'm putting her away is I really want to get more stitching experience before I tackle these specialty stitches again. It was the hardest stitch I've attempted so far, in that the chart was a little hard to follow. I had to look at the picture, the blown up diagram instead of the actual chart, and I just kind of got frustrated. So I decided to put that one up a little bit. I found some notes from my kids in there. I'm not sure what they were doing in there. And bring it back out the year after. But I love all those motifs. I love the floral and the colors on my fabric. I was really happy with how those came together. Kind of that desert kind of reddish color. I thought that looked so pretty with the brights. So that one I love. None of these projects I've fallen out of love with. I've just run out of time. So that one is going away for a while, and I have 5 more to show you, and then we'll be finished. Okay, I'm back to show you the last 5 pieces in my WIP down and WIP parade. This is one of the other wheels I was telling you about. I can't find my chart because I have it put up. It's a full size and I just have my working copy, so I can't show you that one. But this one has lots of Smyrna crosses on it, and the fabric that I used was this kind of crusty gray. You can't see all the brown and the variegation very well in this light, but it's a really grungy piece of fabric, and I think I'm really gonna like it when I have it cut in a circle and put on that circular piece that I have, the ceiling tile. That's the top of a bird, but like I said, it's not gonna make it into 2021 plans, even though I really like it. And the colors are lots of fun. They're just kind of those watermelon colors. So Cricut collection again. Another one that I had hoped to have as a finish 9. I had put that, and I'm maybe just going to count that I finished one. I finished one of my 4. I've shown you this before, but this is my scarecrow from Oz. And I picked up the other pieces. I went ahead and did find the lion on a sale. I think it was like 40% off over Christmas. So I have all 4 of them now. I'm just doing it in DMC, this old scrunched up one from my sister-in-law, and Dorothy is next. So this one is on my short list of WIPs that I will pull back out as I finish other Mania pieces, but it's not in my 2020 plans. I have a plan to do all of the cross stitch or all of the chalk pieces by Priscilla Blaine that are vertical. I didn't love the Snowy Bungalow as much, so I'm gonna get the Holly Jolly Farm and put it on my turquoise shutter. But I just love the way these look in my kitchen. And oops, that one's really sheer. I am converting this one from the pinks. I don't have a lot of pink in my house, so instead of doing those pink roses, I'm doing Buckeye Scarlet and Brandy. And I got a pretty good start on that. That was the day we had a tornado in Fort Worth, I remember. So we were in the storm shelter and I was stitching that one. But I think I'm really gonna like it. I just don't have enough space in my rotation. And then, I keep saying that, sorry. All of these don't have space. I don't need to say it every time. I like all of them too. I don't need to say that every time. This Buttons and Beads Mill Hill kit is a Main Street, I guess, collection. There's different shops and things, and I saw initially a holiday cottage set done in a row by Miss Oh So Crafty, and then my friend Lisha on Southern Ladybug did hers, and I just love it, the way it sparkles. I wanted a piece that was for summer that I could put out a little more of the year than just Christmas, so I opted to do this in kind of a shabby chic kind of pink and like a dusk night or evening sky. So I do intend to do the quilt shop and the tea shop, or the tea parlor, I can't remember what they call it, tea room, and there's one other one that's really cute too, so flower shop I think. But this was the ice cream shop. It comes with a button and all the beads, and it is my first Mill Hill kit. The stitching was not as difficult as I expected. I feel pretty good that I can go forward and do it. But that will be later. And then this one I debated about because I really like working with the silk. I'm doing another work basket piece here. Actually my only work basket piece, called Red Cottage, or Yellow House, not Red Cottage, Sun Red Fabric, Yellow House. I got this on clearance at Fancy Stitches in Cleburne. I think I only paid like $2 or $3 for it, and I went ahead and used a conversion of hand dyed by Rolanda and a dinky dye, and these are just so soft and luxurious to work with, and they have really pretty variegation. So I love this piece, and I'm sad that I can't work on it. Those almost look like lemons, but I'm changing the alphabet. I've said this before, I don't love alphabets as much. I'd rather it have some kind of wisdom or something to pass along, and it has, if you can see, bees and honeycomb in the bottom. There's actually bees all over it, and I'm going to have it say gracious words are like a honeycomb, which is straight from scripture. So I've started that there, the gracious words instead of the alphabet. I counted it out. It'll be about 26 letters, and I'll have to space it a little bit differently. But I think that will be so pretty. And I don't know if it's going to have my fourth child on there because it has 3 boys or girls. You can switch it out. It's actually dedicated to this designer's sons, but it has a conversion for girls. So I was going to do my 3 daughters, and I just think that's very good advice, that gracious words are like honey. So that is my WIP parade of pieces that I will be putting in deep storage, wrapping in acid-free tissue, and I may try to do either an Instagram story of what that looks like, or I'll post some pictures maybe on my community tab when I finish that. It may take me a while, and I have to actually go to work this afternoon at Amazon, so I will post that when I can. And I also will be either today or tomorrow filming my plans video and showing the rest of the WIPs that I will be tackling in 2020. I'm really excited for the year ahead and feel like I have a better plan in place than I've had in the past. So I look forward to sharing that with you, and I hope that you have a wonderful new year, that you feel God's presence and peace as you move forward. I know a lot of you all are going through trials and through struggles, and I want to reiterate, if you want to leave a prayer request below, I'll leave my email that you can send a prayer need for 2020, or if you want to post it in the community public comments, that is fine as well. So I do want to be praying for you, and I'd appreciate your prayers as I look forward to 2020, as whether I'm going to be staying with Amazon or homeschooling my kids. I have a lot of decisions to make in the next 6 months or so. So appreciate your prayers on that. And as I usually end these videos, in Psalm 90 verse 7, it says, "May the favor of the Lord our God be upon us and establish the work of our hands." Have a fantastic new year.